because it was the final press tour, and I wanted to go out in fashion. You know, we didn't wore our different team shirts and promoting that and stuff like that. So I said, this last one, I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna go out in fashion. I'm gonna go out in style, and that's what I did. You know?
If you're gonna be a heavyweight champion, you gotta have flashy hard shirts, right?
What's that mean? First of all, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I know. I'm saying if I don't need it, then I won't use it. But if I need it, then I will. I'm just
better, I think.
You know, if I'm talking loud enough, you can hear it. And then I
think it's
speak
better.
country sometimes too, so you can understand the grammar. I'll use it. Okay.
I got the country grammar.
Yeah, it'll be good. Okay, cool.
Question for you. Tyson Fury is over here saying that you haven't knocked anybody out, and he was trying to claim that you didn't really knock Ariola out, even though I was there and you did. But
I did that with a broke hand and a tore bicep, right? With a 30-degree burn on my elbow.
like the burn, yeah.
Wait a minute. But you know, Tyson Fury just need to stop. He need to stop quoting things in his comment section. You know, he's bringing that into this, and certain things that people have to say to prep their mind up. When you're facing the baddest man on the planet, you must. He's gonna have to take his mindset to a place where he never took it before, because I have the power to do what a lot of fighters want to do in the heavyweight division, and that is to knock the guy out. You know, no matter if it's the first round or the 12th round, you're not safe with Deontay Wilder, and that's facts. And I think I've proved that 39 times.
You've always had the big personality and the power to match it. And I know you've been frustrated waiting for this kind of moment for a long time. How does it feel that it's finally here and you're getting your dessert?
I mean, you see, I mean, it's amazing, man. It feels wonderful, because it's like we've been trying for so long, and we knew what we was up against, because you know the heavyweight division was dead in America, and you know people lost interest of it, and I knew it was going to be a battle to try to get it back to where it is, you know, and I just thank God that I'm coming up in the era that I am, and I got so many other great heavyweights that are allowing it, you know, that we're all working together and making it so exciting again for the fans, you know, and to be able to do this tour with Tyson Fury. Both of us have very high energy characters about ourselves. We're probably the two most charismatic guys in the heavyweight division. So when you put two personalities like us together, you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, I'm unpredictable myself, but when you get somebody like that that can talk as well as I, and we can both, you know, go at each other, because it's all real. I don't want nobody to mistake that it's fake or they trying to sell promotion now. And if we trying to do that, then we're doing a damn good job then, I think. But this is all real. That's the point about it. That's why it's gonna be a great fight, because it's real. I can't wait. I still feel the excitement inside of me. I still feel the passion, and I can't wait to mentally break my mind down even more. So when I think about him, I really, really want to hurt him.
Hey Deontay, how you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Good. I asked Tyson this earlier also, and I just want to get your thoughts on it. One thing I find interesting about you and Tyson is, in your earliest days as pros, you had a lot of people that never thought you would not only become champion, but even make it to being a legitimate contender in the division. You both had a lot of doubters. Nobody thought he would beat Klitschko. A lot of people were expecting Luis Ortiz to beat you. Is there like any sort of kinship between you, mutual respect, that you guys are two guys that have proven all these doubters wrong and got to this point, to this really big heavyweight title fight?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. In a sense, all fighters respect each other because we're in the same occupation. At the end of the day, we're all a family, you know, and you see a lot of fighters hang out with each other, and you see some fighters don't hang out with each other, and you know, it's just the personalities like that. Some fighters don't want to be around other fighters because it's egos. It's always going to be egos when you get around other fighters and stuff like that, you know, but you know, you do have some that you can build a relationship with, almost like a brotherhood with, you know, and then you got some that you can be, you know, you can be cordial with, and you can have them as an associate, as say. With me and Tyson, man, you know, right now we're trying to see what the relationship lies. I don't, you know, I say, yeah, you know, I'm like, but you know, he's a fun-loving guy, you know. the things that he do for his family and how he stay true to his roots is everything to me. Because I always say I know who I am and I know what I stand for, and I stay true to my people as well too. And that's very important, to never forget where you're coming from, and always, you know, keep that with you. Even when you're around people, or even when you go to another country, you be yourself. You represent your people, and you come to get them the best that you can give them. And it's just a pleasure to be able to have a guy like him to be able to promote my first pay-per-view, to do it. You know, without him, I don't know no other guy that they could be more interested. I mean, more excited for me to be with. You know, out of all my fights, I had to promote it myself. I was, you know, competing against other sports as well too. But this time, I feel like I can really just be like this right here. Just let him talk, you know what I mean? Sometimes he say funny things because of his British accent, what makes it sound funny. You know, your daughter, sit down, you know, when I move, you move just like that. You know, that stuff sounds funny because it's British accent, you know, and I'm just happy I can just sit back and relax and let him do his thing, I do my thing, and then you just know, we both crazy, you know, probably bipolar too, you know, because one minute we can be loving each other up, we like each other, the next minute you see what happens. You know, people get, you know, the people that's around, they get uneasy, they get nervous. People don't have to worry. It's crazy how people worry about the fighters, but we gotta worry about you guys. You know, we see people panicking and everywhere, and I done made Shelly fall. I didn't even know I did that. You know what I mean? I'm just all over. You know, I'm having fun. I'm in my element, and I'm not gonna do nothing to harm this fight, man. I want this fight, and I got it, and I can't wait to perform for you guys on December 1st. And the ones that's watching, click that button. It's gonna be the best money you ever spend. And you ain't gotta worry about the bill because that's gonna come January the 15th. So.
Hey, Deontay, right here. Mike Boggs, the Undisputed Champion Network. My first question, Tyson's signature win has come against Vladimir Klitschko. You have plenty of experience with Klitschko. You have a relationship with Klitschko. You've sparred with him a lot. Have you talked to Klitschko leading up to this fight yet?
I haven't, you know, maybe we'll do that, you know. Maybe we haven't thought about that. And, you know, like you said, we're very close with him. We're connected with him, and that'll be easy. That might be something that you may have sparked up an idea, to be honest. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? He's his last fight. I want to know what he was thinking in the moments of the time. You know, before when he felt like he was losing in some rounds, and to the end, I think he got the decision that he lost. You know, I really want to know. We're gonna get that information. That's pretty good, man. I appreciate that.
My last question. I want to talk about your last fight against Wilder'S, one of your best wins, I believe. How much confidence has grown within you after that?
Oh man, tremendous. You know, people always say I'm cocky, I'm arrogant now, but I beg to differ. I mean, people gotta understand. Different people come from different cultures around the world, and you just never know what the next man sitting next to you have gone through to get to the point where it is now. Just because you see a person all down, just like me, just because you see me think I got the finest things in life, even though it's all materialistic, you know, you just never know. I could be faking it, you know. It could be borrowed stuff, you know. People don't understand where people come from, and with that being said, you know, it caused problems and different things like that. I done forgot the damn question. I ain't
Confidence after the Ortiz.
Oh, yeah.
You answered.
Man, because I get my mind goes so deep in certain things, of certain situations that occurs now, because I know people that is going through so much, and people may not even know they're going through things, and they're going through hell, you know. Just because of who they is, they may think certain things, and it's not like that. But Ortiz definitely gave me the confidence that I needed, on top of the confidence that I already had. You know, it just put that stamp on there that I am the best in the world. I'm fulfilling the prophecy where Emmanuel Stewart said before, that I am the best. And even when I fight the so-called best, I'm still gonna knock them out. I'm still gonna knock them out. So it's just amazing just to be here. It's amazing to be able to fulfill a prophecy. And I still got a long way to go though. I still got a long way to go. I don't feel like this is the end of the road for me. You know, I sound like I done already lost something. It's the end of the road for me. You know, as far as my career is concerned, it's just the beginning and it's building. And I think it's going to be a bright future. You guys got a wonderful heavyweight champion of the world in me, in Deontay Wilder, a person that can be a man's man, that can be a people's champion, love people. But when it's time to perform, I feed your egos with that, with the knockouts as well too. So I'm perfect for the sport.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have two questions. My first one is, what exactly caused the dust up today on stage with Tyson?
Just we're excited, too excited. He's nervous. He can't even sit down. He hadn't sit down since he got off the plane. And I know he ain't that jet lagged. It's all nervous when you've been around just fighting, period. When you've been around the environment where it consists of any type of danger, that consists of people being fearful, you start to smell it. You start to see it. And when you see it, you can identify by its name. I'm a type of person that I can feel vibe, aura, energy, and sometimes emotion. I'm a very special person. My grandma said I was anointed, and I forever said and put it in people's head that I was anointed by God. My 30s has been some of the best years of my life because I've been revealed to so many things in my life. My mind is more open than it's ever been in my life. The way I look at the world is so different than what people look at it, and that allows me to be who I am. It allows me to treat people with dignity and pride and respect, no matter who they are in the world. If you take this title away from me as the heavyweight champion of the world, I'm Deontay Wilder. And that's how I want people to treat me, because no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what title is under your name, I'm going to treat you with the respect like you deserve, as I would want you to treat me. So with this being said, boxing, it brings the best out of you when you're competing. When you see another man that's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do to him, when you're trying to feed your family, he's trying to feed his, you're gonna get those emotions. Stuff like this is gonna happen, but I just want people to, when it happens like that, like I said, I always talk about others can make it worse than what the situation really is. I see how people get so hesitant, they can be on the edge of their seat. Every time I fight, people on the edge of their seat because they don't know. You can't even go to the bathroom. You can't even finish your food. If you don't have your food before I fight, don't go. Please. Please, I don't want no one being upset, that they spent their money and they didn't even see the knockout and they're going to have to go home and watch the replays. Before you sit down, whether you're at home or in the venue, get everything you need to do before I fight. Because with me, you just never know what's going to happen. And I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And when it comes, y'all put another quote. Damn, baby, good night.
Inside and outside of the ring, you obviously have all the tools and characteristics that any superstar athlete would want. In your opinion, what do you think held you back from becoming that super big crossover superstar?
The sport itself. Just being in the heavyweight division, not having American heavyweights to really, for fans to follow behind, after the Klitschko era, well, even with the Klitschko era, although they wasn't Americans, they fought in Germany all the time and stuff like that. So the longer they was in service, the more and more it started to decline in America. Then that's when Floyd came along and he started doing his thing. So the heavyweight division started to die, and now it's alive again. And here I am. I had to work so hard, man. It's just been crazy, but I already knew what I was getting myself into. I knew it was going to be tough for me. I knew that I'm in a country where it's multiples of sports. I'm in a world where it's diverse people here. Even if they're from another country, they still support their people. You know what I mean? That makes it hard as well too. But it also benefits as well, because when these people come over to this country, those same ones that's here that's going to support him, so it's still making money. But the point, although it's like 101 reasons why it took so long, I just thank God that I'm here. I won't complain. I'm not complaining. I'm not gonna say, Lord, why it took this long to get? Nah, I'm saying, Lord, I'm here now, baby. Now, thank you so much. Now you put me in this position. I'm gonna do it to the fullest of my potential. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And all those that support me and support this card, I'm gonna make sure they get that money's worth.
Hi, Deontay, Boxing Insider. I spoke to George Foreman recently, and I asked him how you matched up against other heavyweights, and he likened your fights with you being a deer and you fighting bears, and in those fights you favored the deer because of your agility and your way to move and your strength. What is your reaction to his opinion?
It makes me smile, you know. I had to hold myself when you just explained it, you know. But it makes me smile, you know. George is one of those old school fighters that people talk about to this day. He's one of those guys that when people say the golden days, he come out of it, he done a great thing. You know, my remarkable moment for George is when we overcome adversity at 45 and came back and win the title. You know, many people doubted that. You know, I didn't personally see it myself, but as being in the sport and hear what goes on now and how people think. Fighters, just like Luis Ortiz, oh, he's 50 years old, he just in this with the man 30 to 80 years old. Just imagine what they were saying when George would come along. He's 45, he's never did. You can't doubt no one now. Age ain't down but a number. It's all about how you feel inside at the end of the day. Age is beautiful. Age is beautiful. It means growth. For some, it means knowledge. And it can become wisdom if you apply the knowledge to your life. You know, so with that being said, you know, it makes me feel good for him to say that about me, because that just lets you know that there's hope that the deer can kill the bear.
Hey guys, one last question.
And also in the trash talk, Tyson Fury tried to make mention of your chin and weakness of your chin, and those were questions people had before you had the fight with Severn and other Ortiz and other formidable opponents who outsized you, and you matched up to them well. Do you think that is still a question among boxing fans, or just part of Fury's fans?
I mean, that's just part of Fury's banter. You know, he's a very nervous individual at this moment in time, and he shouldn't be. I understand him. You know, if I was in this position and I had to face someone like me, I would be nervous too. I wouldn't be able to sit down either. You know, it's probably hard for him to use the bathroom at times. You know, but when it's time to fight, especially the week of the fight, he's gonna be in a nervous wreck. We're gonna see how he is when it's time for the week of the fight and go to the press conference. He's gonna be a nervous wreck because then it is real. See, right now, he can say what he wants. I mean, we got 2 months, and you know, although it feels like it feels like this is a real fight week, you know, so it brings the emotions out. But when it really actually time to come, it's gonna be a different thing for him. And but I'm just glad that he's here. I'm glad that I got him as an opponent, as a sparring partner, man. I respect the guy at the high most, you know, and yeah, like you said, he loved me and I love him too, man. And this is what it's all about. But I gotta whoop him because I love him. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Just really quick, how important was it for this to happen at Staples and not at the Mandalay Bay in Vegas?
I think it
feels like we need to fight it.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I'm so happy that it's happening right here because, you know, we haven't had a fight of this magnitude in so long. I think Lennox Lewis, it wasn't Areola.
That's still not at this level.
Still not at this exactly. So, you know, it does me good because, you know, I'm a country boy. You know what I mean? I'm taking over the world. City by city, state by state, country by country. And to be able to do it here in LA, to follow behind the history that was here before, and to make our own history, it does my heart good. You know, because we already off at a great start right now with the selling of the tickets and stuff like that, man. It's going to be amazing to see the final finale of this fight, to see the final finale of the buys, to see the final finale of how many people attended. All the stars is going to be in the building. What better place to have a 5-star card with the stars up in the building?
Hitting you up for tickets already or what?
Some of them. You know, I just, you know, I'm going to have, you know. I ain't gonna tell all of this, but yeah, they're excited.
All right, guys.
Deontay, will Tyson be humble, do you feel?
Yeah, man.
They won over here.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, bro.
I think you have a spot in LA now.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, I was telling Matt, let's get together for a fight right now.
Deontay, do you expect Tyson to be humble once you KO him on December 1st? Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, he will be humble because when you are used to winning all the time, you only act how you know, But when you do take that loss, it humbles you down because you feel humiliated, you feel embarrassed because you've done all that talking, and it brings those feelings out. So I think this will be a humbling experience for him when I knock him out, and we'll see.
Do you feel he'll show that to you? You know what I mean?
She didn't want to see you playing anyway. Oh yeah, let's make it that. Okay, cool.
Do you feel he'll show that to you? You know what I mean, in the ring, and give you that respect?
Say that again.
Do you think he'll show that to you, give you that respect of being humble in the ring?
I don't know. We're going to see because Fury is a colorful character, so he could do that. But then on the opposite side, being that who he is, he could still stay arrogant no matter what. You know what I mean? Look at some of these other fighters that's in the sport. How many times they lost and they still.
There's some reason. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you as always.
Y'all have a good one.